move on now to the interesting part. Match week 2 picks, 2 games, Luton, and it's Burnley, I believe. Luton-Burnley postponed the relegation fight. But Charlie, hit us off with the first match. We'll do quick picks.
First up, Nottingham host Sheffield United.
Ooh.
For me, this is a 0-0 draw.
Will not be watching that game. I think Nottingham each out a 1-0 win. I think Awani hits a goal.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same. 1-0 Nottingham. They'll scrape away with a win there.
Yeah, for me, this is a boring game. This is a 0-0.
Yeah, no, I can't tell you I'll be
1-1.
I can't tell you I'll be watching this whole game.
Next up, we have Fulham host Brentford.
Good game. I think that'll be an interesting game.
Like
2 similar teams. I think Fulham, obviously 1-0 win. I would give this to Brentford. I think Brentford take it 2-1. I'm a big fan of Brentford. I think this is a team that obviously don't have Ivan Toney, but I thought they looked good against Tottenham, caused them a lot of problems. So I will go with Brentford on this one.
Both teams coincidentally missing their star striker. Fulham with Mitrovic and obviously Brentford with Toney. I'm also going to agree. I'm going to go Brentford 3-1. I think they still looked really good against Tottenham, really compact, and they were also threatening. I think Fulham, I'm not a huge fan of them this year. I think they seemed a bit kind of out of sorts in preseason. They got a good win against Everton at home, but I think, or maybe it was away, I forgot.
It was at Everton. It's just a new stadium,
Everton.
so it looks different.
But
right, it is a new stadium, right? Am I wrong?
I don't think yet.
Is it not yet?
No, I don't think so. But I'm going to go Brentford 3-1.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a 1-1 draw. I think these teams will finish very similarly in the Prem. We have 11 teams, I think, that could get relegated this season. These two are 2 of them. I don't think they will get relegated. Yeah. I think these 2 are the 2 teams that are just on the bubble outside our top 9, because we've got 9 clear favorites this season.
Yeah.
These 2 are on the bubble outside there.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got Liverpool hosting Bournemouth, the famous 9-0 from last season.
Mm-hmm. And we were talking about this before we started the show. I actually think Bournemouth are a very good team. You got Tyler Adams, Kirkez. You have obviously new outside backs. New manager. I think Liverpool will take it. I would say 3-0. Honestly, I don't even know. Liverpool just defensively, I think, are going to let in. It's still a problem until we get a 6, so maybe 3-1. But I do think Liverpool will take this game handedly. I would hope.
I think Liverpool actually have trouble with Bournemouth, but I think they'll find a way. They're too much to handle attacking for Bournemouth. I'll say 2-1 Liverpool.
I'm a mix between the 2. I think they will have a little bit of trouble defensively, but this will be enough of a back and forth game that Liverpool will get their chances and they will score their goals with Salah, Diaz, Jota, Nunez. They're going to get too many chances not to score. For me, at Anfield, this is a 4-1 Liverpool win. It shouldn't be a super competitive game.
Yeah.
Moving to Wolves. Wolves host Brentford.
Wait, didn't we already say
Brentford?
Wolves host Brighton.
Brighton. Tough one. Brighton, good team. Obviously, handled Luton easily, got that late penalty. This would be a very easy Brighton pick, but Wolves looked good. It's kind of the question of finishing. I think the one thing Brighton have been able to do the past couple seasons is they're a team who can score. So I'm going to take Brighton 2-0. I think Wolves wait still to get their first goal of the Premier League season.
This is going to be... I feel like this is a battle between 2 really good managers. I like Gary O'Neill. I really like Roberto De Zerbi. Brighton looks good their first game, albeit it was against Luton, but they looked good. I think Wolves look good too. I'm going to go 1-1 draw here.
I'm going to agree with Kean. It's a 2-0 win for Brighton for me. Wolves didn't look good enough scoring-wise, and Brighton looked so good scoring-wise. I really like Brighton for this season. It's 2-0 for me.
Yeah.
Moving to Tottenham hosting Manchester United. This is our marquee matchup of the week.
Big game.
At Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This is a big
I actually would say the next game is the marquee. City Newcastle, right? Or is that
we have two.
I think City Newcastle I'm more excited for, but yeah, this one is tough because I think United again got the win, but did they really? We obviously just talked about it. Didn't think they looked great. Tottenham, to me, I wasn't super as impressed as at least you, Surge. I think this will be the first draw. I predict. I think this will be a 1-1 game. I don't think either of these teams right now have the goal scoring ability to put up, at least against the 2 defenses they have, to put up 3, 4, even 2. So I'm gonna go 1-1 here.
I'm gonna go. This is my opinion is to be the best game of the week. It's gonna be really. I think Tottenham are gonna control the game, but I think you're gonna see similar that United are gonna be able to pose threats on the counters behind with Rashford. Maybe not with Anthony, because Anthony. I agree with Charlie. I do not rate Anthony, but I think it'll be a close game. I think there'll be some good. I think if Romero plays, it's a huge difference for Tottenham. I'm going to assume he does play. I'm going to say Tottenham win 3-2. It'll be. I really didn't like what I saw from United. I really liked what I saw from Tottenham, but I think United are a tough matchup. I'll give it to Tottenham close.
For me, I'm between two potential storylines in this game. I think either way, Tottenham will dominate this game. Possession-wise, movement, I think Tottenham will have the ball in United's half for most of the game. I'm stuck between Tottenham getting a late winner or they score at some point and United just don't really look too good again, don't look great offensively. They're okay defensively. They only concede one. It could be a 1-0 Tottenham win. What I'm going to go for here is Tottenham dominate this game, but with Rashford, Garnacho, Sancho, and Antony, if there's one thing they can do, it's going to be counterattack. And Tottenham looked, I said it earlier, so susceptible to the counterattack against Brentford. They don't play with fullbacks, so they only play with
Although
two
I thought
defenders.
Udogie was good when he was able to track back well. And
They
was
only
able
play with
to-
two defenders. For me, Garnacho and Rashford will tear this team to pieces on counterattacks. I'm going to have a 2-0 United win. I think Tottenham need to switch something up a little bit tactically. It wasn't too far from where they need to be, but it just wasn't right. I don't think they can get big-time results with this tactical setup. Moving on, the Etihad. Hosting Newcastle. This one's going to be big.
Really
No De Bruyne
interesting
in this
game.
game. So it's a really interesting one. I think this could really go
I
either
think
way.
these midfields are actually weirdly comparable.
Yeah,
in terms of,
I
think Guimaraes. Oh yeah, you go.
I think Newcastle take this one. I think
Oh,
Newcastle
wow.
win against City. I think City, again, like we said, like obviously comfortably win the game against Burnley, but Burnley look very good. Newcastle are a lot better than Burnley. I think Newcastle win this one. I think they win it. I think it'll be 3-2 Newcastle. I think it'll be obviously scoring. I think Haaland will score, but I think Newcastle take this one 3-2.
I think it's funny because everything in this game points to Newcastle being able to get a result. They looked probably like the best team in the Premier League last week.
Yep.
City lost De Bruyne. Didn't look really that great in the first half, although they were able to lock it down against Burnley. It's going to be really interesting, but at the same time, here's the most important thing. The Etihad has been a fortress for City the past few years. I think they're going to still be able to. I think Haaland is again going to be clinical. Tough to predict. I'm going to say City 2-1.
Yeah, I think at St. James Park, this is a totally different
I agree.
game. I think Newcastle is great at home. City's great at home, so this is a tough one. Both of these teams are hard to beat at their home turf. And I think De Bruyne going down, I was really tempted to say Newcastle in this one too. But this is Man City we're talking about. De Bruyne might be the best player on this team, but the amount of depth, the amount of pieces that Manchester City has that they can just throw in there, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Rico Lewis is the freaking De Bruyne replacement, because who knows? Like, Pep just throws people in random spots. I think this will be a City win at the Etihad. It will be a great game. No doubt about it. Newcastle look fantastic. They've got, arguably, with the De Bruyne injury, the best midfield in the league with Joe Linton, Guimaraes, and Tonali. Guimaraes and Tonali just looked so good last weekend. I'm going to go with a 3-2 City win. I think at the Etihad. Wouldn't be surprised if Alvarez is the 10. I think that's probably what
we
they'll
saw
lean
last
towards.
week also.
I think Alvarez and Haaland as a strike pair is they're so good. It's going to be hard for a Newcastle defense that didn't impress me last weekend. Botman, I think, is a really good player. I really rate him, but they weren't fantastic. Haaland will, he's going to score 2 or 3 goals. Like it's just, and if he doesn't, someone else will. So I'm going to take City 3-2 in this one. Next up, we got Aston Villa hosting Everton, both teams that lost last weekend.
Yeah, this is. I like Aston Villa in this one. I think Villa bounce back. This is a 3-0 win for me. I think Aston Villa will be clinical in this one.
Yeah, 3-1 for me. I think Villa are Villa are a better team than Everton. Everton really disappointed how they started off their season. I think Everton could actually not be that bad this year.
I agree.
But I think Villa are a much superior team, and I think they'll win pretty comfortably.
Yep, agreed. I have a 2-0 Villa win.
Yeah.
Not much to be said. I think they're just a better side in this one. Last game of the weekend, because of that Luton Town versus Burnley postponed, West Ham hosting Chelsea at the London Stadium for a London derby.
Yeah, this is another great game. I think this is kind of the 1B best game of the year. I think West Ham looked good. Obviously, Jared Bowen, screamer goal against Bournemouth. They let in one late. So I think defensive problems are still there for West Ham. That's why I think Chelsea will win this. I think Nicholas Jackson will get off the mark here and maybe get 1 or 2 goals.
Agreed.
So I think Chelsea will win this one. I think 3-0. I could see West Ham scoring, but I think Chelsea were pretty good defensively. I'm interested to see what they do in the back if they stay the same as they did against Liverpool, which I think they will. But again, it'll be interesting to see if we see another consistent Chelsea lineup going out, if we see what they did against Liverpool going out, or besides Caicedo, I guess. But I think they should kind of stick to what they did. Maybe, I guess, Charlie, you don't like Sterling, so maybe they put Mudryk there, but I think Chelsea will win this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think Chelsea, you're going to see a lot more of the attacking stuff that we saw in preseason with Pochettino, because obviously he saw Liverpool's lineup. He wanted to play more defensive and hit them on the counter. This year, you're going to see Chelsea really control, especially now with Caicedo joining. I think, Chelsea will win 2-0 pretty comfortably. I think they'll be really secure as well.
For me, this is a 3-1 Chelsea win. I think they're just going to be the clear better team. Still not sure. Like, we're going to have defensive issues. Last year, everyone said our defense was, still pretty good, but I actually think it wasn't very good at all. Robert Sanchez, for me, didn't look good against Liverpool.
Yeah, he was not
He
good.
looked kind of stupid on Salah's offside goal. He didn't get down quick enough for Diaz's goal.
Yeah, it
which I
was
don't think
weird.
he
His
was-
dive, he dove like he didn't know how to dive against
It was,
Diaz.
Giving away that ball also where
Yeah, so
Nunez
lucky.
could have scored. That was...
I think West Ham could score. I think they could not score, but I think this will be a relatively comfortable Chelsea win.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, there it is. Thank you all for watching and listening. Key McDermott, Charlie L, Serge Kadali. Make sure you guys stay tuned for our podcast coming up. We'll be posting clips on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, so make sure you're following us all over there. And we thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Sorry, we have one more game.
Oh, do we?
Crystal Palace Arsenal.
I was going to say.
That's why
Sorry, excuse me.
Palace host Arsenal. I think this will be a unanimous one.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
3-0.
Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal.
I think
3-0.
Arsenal in a 2 or 3-0 win.